The two men who caused outrage when they cut down the Sycamore Gap tree are sentenced to over 4 years in jail. The two men who caused outrage by felling the famous Sycamore Gap tree have each been sentenced to over 4 years in jail. The judge said that while Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers have never explained why they cut down the tree, a large factor seemed to be sheer bravado. Fiona Trott reports.
The video that upset so many, that defined one of the most unique trials we've ever seen. And today, we were told the men who made this film have finally admitted it. Daniel Graham, who had attempted suicide after his arrest, and Adam Carruthers. We've now been told he used the chainsaw.
Mr. Carruthers, your account that you had had so much to drink that you had no memory of what you did that night is not plausible. Nor, Mr. Graham, do I accept that you just went along with your co-defendant. You filmed the whole event. I'm confident that a major factor in your offending that night was sheer bravado. Felling the tree in the middle of the night and in the middle of the storm gave you some sort of thrill.
They even took a piece of the tree trunk as a trophy. During the trial, we also heard this.
I'd like to see launch an operation like we did last night. I don't think he's got the minerals.
It was a voice note from Adam Carruthers revelling in what they did the night before. For people like Sheila Hillman, this evidence was too much. She spent over £500 travelling from the Midlands to see the sentence.
I think if I went to the site, I would be like in tears, really in tears, because it's our heritage.
We heard today that the tree represented the northeast of England, a place of resilience and strength. How different to the men who destroyed it. In the words of the prosecution, they've never had the courage to give us the real reason why. Fiona Trott, BBC News, Newcastle.
Now, the two men who chopped down the famous Sycamore Gap tree in a mindless act of vandalism are tonight starting jail sentences of 4 years and 3 months. Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers were told by a judge they had revelled in the notoriety of the senseless act which had caused widespread shock and bewilderment. They were convicted of criminally damaging the 100-year-old much-loved tree and also damaging the World Heritage Site, Hadrian's Wall. From Newcastle Crown Court, here's our North of England correspondent, Rachel Townsend.
A crime as senseless as it was destructive. The felling of the Sycamore Gap tree shocked people worldwide. The two men responsible, prosecutors told the court, did it for a bit of a laugh. Today, they were each jailed for 4 years and 3 months.
A major factor in your offending that night was sheer bravado. Felling the tree in the middle of the night and in the middle of the storm gave you some sort of thrill, as did the media coverage of your crimes over the following days.
It was a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but more poignantly, it was a place where people shared their most precious moments. It had stood here for over 100 years. It came down in less than 3 minutes.
Just so we can gather as much evidence as we can.
Today, people visiting the now protected stump reacted to the jail terms handed down.
I'm not sure putting them in prison is the right thing to do. I just think community service, just spending a long time planting trees, particularly in weather like this.
Terrible, to be honest. Yeah, terrible. Should have got a lot more.
The sentence reflects public disgust and anger.
The financial cost is estimated at around £500,000. In what prosecutors called a moronic mission, the pair drove 30 miles through a storm to reach Hadrian's Wall and then walked to the tree carrying a chainsaw. After filming its felling, they took a wedge of trunk home and revelled in the global outrage. During their trial, neither Graham or Carruthers offered any explanation.
That is possibly the element of this entire case that is the most frustrating, and it potentially is the one question that will never be truly known.
For over a century, the Sycamore Gap tree was a symbol of resilience. Fittingly, its stump is showing signs of life, small glimmers of hope in the face of mindless vandalism. Rachel Townsend, ITV News, Newcastle Crown Court.
And if you want to know the full story of the felling of Sycamore Gap tree, our reporter Tom Barton has been investigating what happened that night, and he went in search of more information about the pair who chopped down the tree. You can watch Sycamore Gap, Britain's lost landmark, on ITV1 at 10:45 or on STV at 11:15.